Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today with a quick arena video update for you all in regards to an Xavier strategy that we can actually counter now that there's actually enemy teams with Xaviers that may not have the three-piece of Reed Richards, Sue Storm, and Franklin Richards on their side. You can actually counter that now, actually with the combination of these three characters with some theory crafting. So we haven't seen this before, guys, and this is a bad example right now on screen because, as you can see, I mean, there's not that many Xaviers in my bracket, but I know, and I've heard from other viewers and obviously commentators, that there's, you know, Xaviers from top down, maybe heck even in the top 20 of your actual arena. So this video is really meant to help you guys out. For those of you that don't have Xavier on your team, but you do have access to the Fantastic Four, you can actually defeat Xavier teams so as long as they do not have Franklin Richards. That's kind of the caveat there. I think the only strategy we've seen so far right now that does work against Xavier plus the Fantastic Four is in fact a mirror match. But in this video, guys, hopefully this is able to help you guys out. I want to give you the gameplay, but as well the strategy, so that way it can help you climb up the rankings. And obviously once you start seeing those matchups with Xavier and Fantastic Four, as we've kind of seen with the arena meta, usually the common strategy is a mirror match, or unless another strategy comes out, which we'll update you guys on. But let me start off, guys, with why it's so important to have Franklin Richards built up as high as possible on this team, as he's going to be the key piece. You'll see in the gameplay footage that both my Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic, they're not even at level 105 gear to 20 because I need resources to build them up and whatnot. But Franklin Richards is the most important piece because of what he does with his passive, right? He needs at least two of these fantastic MCU characters on his side. So obviously Mom and Dad makes the most sense because enemies cannot have their speed increase except by positive effects. He lowers the resistance, and until this character completes a turn, he also gains 5% speed. Fantastic Four allies also gain 5%. If this character does have two or more Fantastic Four MCU allies, he gains an additional 45% speed for himself and all Fantastic Four allies. And in arena specifically, and this is where it's most notable for whichever allies are bringing into the mix, right? If he does have those two allies, all other allies also gain additional 50% speed. This gets counteracted if you're up against an enemy Franklin Richards because right here, right? Remember, enemies cannot have their speed increase except by positive effects. Well, that's where that would be kicking in. So that's why it's very, very pivotal to have Franklin. And if you're up against an Xavier team where they do not have Franklin Richards, it's basically a slam dunk and good game. So that's who I'm using, guys, the three-piece there. But as well, I really like some different ideas and synergies now. Apocalypse, I used him and Mephisto in my last video to counteract enemy Odin teams if you don't have Odin. So I did want to switch things up so that way it gives you guys some different ideas, and also to show you that different strategies do work with this three-piece, and that's kind of the magic of their synergy and what they can do in the arena meta right now. So for this time, I brought my Shadow King into Cosmic Villains for my Age of X progression. And he's a really powerful offensive option. So bringing him in, and also keep in mind he has an ability block which is super useful, and you'll see that that's going to be one of the keys to actually defeating the Xavier teams. And then Old Man Logan. Remember, guys, now that we're not up against enemy Gores anymore, I mean, he basically gets revitalization in the arena meta, right? So his assisted attacks are massive. The fact that he can generate a self-revive for himself. And remember, he also is able to prevent characters with the highest chargeable to not be able to gain that before he takes a turn. So that's really massive, guys. And remember, he also gains a lot of speed bar. He has a stun and an ability block built into his kit. So he's just really useful in terms of utility, and especially now that we're not up against enemy Gores. So without further ado, guys, let me show you the gameplay and how one-sided now this new meta is with the three-piece, so as long as you're up against Xaviers without their full Fantastic Four synergies. Alrighty, so this is what I was referring to. You'll see we're going to be going up against an Xavier team that does actually have Null and as well as Quasar on their side. But again, we're bringing in the three-piece. We're bringing in Shadow King and Old Man Logan to see how this does overall. So first and foremost, again, no surprise here, you'll see our team getting the advantage. Invisible Woman actually gets turn one here, flipping everything as well as applying defense down and grouping enemies. Now this is very important, guys. We have to use Franklin Richards' ultimate as soon as possible, as per usual, to apply the silence, as you can see, for the 2 full turns. But you can see, this is why Shadow King is so dangerous and potent. Look at all the assisted attacks that we're getting. And obviously, their Xavier is taking advantage of his passive as well. But we're able to use our Shadow King now to apply the ability block to keep Xavier at bay. And just a few turns, just like that, Xavier, fully leveled up, is taken down like he's nothing. And now we go ahead and combo things out with Mr. Fantastic, gaining a taunt and protection. But you can see where the value now comes in with the assisted attacks from both Old Man Logan and Shadow King's passive, we're just doing work. Even if we're left with an enemy Odin, it doesn't matter, guys. He's not going to be able to fare against such a powerful team in terms of offensive ability, especially since Odin is no longer able to use his battlefield effect with Franklin Richards preventing that usage there. Odin is really just more of a punching bag. And like I said, as an allude to my previous video, right? I do really strongly feel Odin is going to get pushed out of this meta because he doesn't really have a place anymore now that Franklin Richards is here and prevents him from really having value in the arena meta. So there you guys have it. We have finally successfully, and honestly, I've tested those a few times now, but again, there's only so many characters and teams and an arena that actually have the synergy here without the three-piece of the Fantastic Four. So yeah, hopefully this helps you guys out. Hopefully this is able to at least now allow you guys to climb against those enemy teams with Xavier that don't have the full three-piece pushed up yet, because now we do have an edge. And the great thing about this is the fact that the three-piece is going to be accessible, Shadow King is accessible, and Old Man Logan's is also accessible through the legendary trial events, guys. So I hope this helps. Let me know down in the comments below if it worked for you guys, and make sure you share it along as well. Just want to help people climb and gain more power cores over time, especially knowing that there's value to be had without some of these mythic characters that we need, like Mephisto, Apocalypse, Odin, and so forth, guys. Dude, thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.